Hello my lovelies, it is time for my January Cards Against My TBR, so stay tuned. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Cards Against My TBR is one of my multiple TBR games that I play in order to help pick my TBR for the upcoming month. And the way this game works is I have 26 Cards Against Humanity answer cards and 26 question cards. I shuffle them up. I did 26 and 26, so I'd have like a standard deck size. I shuffle them up, I draw 5 cards, and then I find a book that either answers the question or fills in the blank, or if it's an answer card, I find a book that makes me think of, like that answer makes me think of. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So before we get into the cards for this month, we need to go over how I did last month. But before I do that, I need to tell you about my Have I Read It's. So I'm not going to go through all the Have I Read It's that I'm behind on. I'll just tell you that out of the ones that I was behind on, I did complete 2 of those. So I read Somewhere Only We Know by Maureen Gu and After the End by Amy Plum. I got those read. And then for my 2 newest Have I Read It's, the winners from that, from Have I Read It number 66, with I think 24 votes, the winner was The Prince and the Dressmaker, so I'll be reading that one. And then for number 67, I can't remember how many votes this one got, but the winning choice was The Nightmare Affair, so I'll be reading that as well. So last month I only had like 2 rollovers. So I had Project Hail Mary, which I did read, and then I had The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones, which I have not read. So that one will once again be rolled over. Now for the cards that I got for December. The first one was a play about people I don't like doing things I don't care about. So for this one, I went on Goodreads and I selected my lowest rated, that actually had ratings, book, and that was Sublime by Christina Lauren, and I did read this. For the card, What's the Secret Ingredient of a Happy Holiday? I selected Save the Date by Morgan Matson, and I have not read this one, so I plan on just rolling this one over. Next I had Matching with Mom on Tinder. For that one I selected So Much Closer by Suzanne Colasanti, and I did start reading this and then DNF'd it, so I'm counting this one as done. Next is Getting Hurled into a Wildfire by a Hurricane. I selected Eleanor Affiliate is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman, and I did not read this, so I'm going to be rolling this one over. And then for the card, I had a Horrible Vision, Father. I saw mountains crumbling, stars falling from the sky. I saw blank, and for that I selected Thisbe Theestoop and the Black Mountain by Zach Gorman, and I did read this one. Okay, so I need to shuffle these up and draw 5 more. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, we have 4 question cards and 1 answer card. Interesting. Okay, so our first answer card is, oh no, here it comes. Oh God, it's blank. Interesting. Okay. This could be a lot of different things. Like it could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be a day. I have to think about this one. I'll be right back. So I just grabbed like 3 books that I thought could work for that, and then I realized that one of my Have I Read It's, actually both probably could fit into that blank, but let me just tell you, the ones that I had picked up for, oh no, here it comes, oh God, it's blank. I have The Third Twin, The Iron Daughter, The Oracle Year. But I'm thinking that because this is something I'm going to need to read anyway, maybe I should put that on, and that is The Nightmare Affair. I could see how that would be something that you'd be like, oh gosh, because, you know, a nightmare kind of thing. So I think for this one, I'm going to select The Nightmare Affair, since it was one of my Have I Read It's that I need to read anyway. Okay, next question card we have. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in blank. Okay, so another book that I need to read this month is The Burning Shadow, which is book 2 in the Origin series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. In December, we're supposed to be reading The Darkest Star, which is book 1. I haven't started reading that yet, but I'm probably going to start that today. But I need to read the sequel, and my book buddy of the month is Bethany, and she hasn't told me yet which book is going to be our buddy read and which book she also wants me to read. So for right now, as a stand-in, I'm going to say she wants me to read The Shadow Burning, and then that's subject to change on what she wants me to read, but it'll still work for this one. And then for buddy read, what I said I would do, since she hasn't gotten back to me, is I'll just send her a picture of my TBR for this month, and she's going to pick one of those books, and that will be the buddy read for my coffee patrons. But yeah, so for The Fault, Dear Brutus is not in our stars, but in The Burning Shadow. I think that fits well. All right, next up we have the answer card. It just says Chinese people. So I feel like I need to find a book with Chinese people. I mean, it could be set in China. It could be written by a Chinese author or a Chinese American author. Chinese main characters. Let me see what I can find. I know I've got plenty. I just can't think of which is which on the top of my head. So let me go look. So I needed to jump in here to let you know that this particular round of Cards Against My TBR will temporarily be my last one for a little while. I plan on bringing it back in a few months, but I'm going to have a few months where I don't play this particular game. Just because I'm going to be traveling and I'm not going to take all the Cards Against My TBR with me. So my TBR games are going to have to change up a little bit for at least the first half of 2024. So this is one that will just be put on hold for now. Okay, so I was looking on Goodreads. I found a list that's like popular Chinese mythology books, and one of the things that came up is a series I'd like to continue reading, but it's been so long since I've read it that I feel like I need to reread the series. But the first book still would count, even though it's a reread. So Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim is what I'm going to go with for this one. And I freaking love that book. I think I gave it 5 stars when I read it before. And I do have the audiobook from forever ago. All right, now for the next question card. Oh, okay. This is a double blank one. However, it says for the second blank, you use the same card, the same thing for both blanks. So it's really only one book. Usually if I have like a double blank, I have to pick 2 books, one for each blank, but not in this case. So this says, let's take it from the top. And remember, you are blank. Show me blank. So, I think it could be something like the Queen or a name or something like that. Oh, I got it. So another thing that I want to get around to reading at some point, The Iron Daughter, but it's been many, many, many years since I read The Iron King. I think this is book 2. So I'm thinking for this, I will use The Iron King. So let's take it from the top and remember, you are the Iron King. Show me the Iron King. So that is what I'm going to select for this one. That way I'll be fresh in my head for this and can continue this series at, hopefully soon. All right, now on for the last question card. This one says, dance like there's nobody watching, love like you'll never be hurt, and live like you're blank. You could say, and live like you're the Iron Daughter. You could also say, live like you're the Prince and the Dressmaker, because I need to read those. I'm torn between those two, either the Iron Daughter or the Prince and the Dressmaker. I'm going to say the Iron Daughter. for this one, just so that means I continue reading this series. Okay, so those are all 5 cards, and let's see, do I have something for my TBR knockout? So I have 2 prompts for January. The first prompt is a book that I meant to read last year. And that's pretty easy. Eleanor Feeling It or Save the Date works for that, because those are books that I meant to read in December and haven't. So I'll read them in, hopefully in January. But several of my books are ones that I meant to read last year. So okay, the other prompt is to read a book from a series that I've already started. So this could work because I have already started it. I'm just gonna have to reread the first one. The Shadow Burning is one that's from a series I've already started. I also still need to read Flashback from Keeper of the Lost Cities. Again, that's a series I've already started. So any of those would work for that. Okay, so for buzzword, it is there, there, and there, spelled different ways. And none of the books that I currently have on my TBR have either of those words. So I think I'm going to wait and figure out that one after I do my Wheel of TBR, which I'll be filming here in just a little bit. So that is it for this round of Cards Against My TBRs. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!